right, so welcome to Yin Yoga with Nita. I'm Nita, and today we have a very special class dedicated to our hips. We store a lot of things in our hips. We store a lot of emotions, we store sometimes a lot of tension, and today's purpose is to invite you to be curious, to invite you to see what's in there, to listen, and then to move and breathe with mindfulness, okay? We're going to be flowing through a few yin postures. So what that means is we're going to be staying for 3, 5, maybe more minutes. And then we'll do some counter postures along the way. These postures are, as always, invitations. Okay, so you can take them, you can add in, you can opt out, you can adjust them as you wish, listening to your body always. We're going to be using some props. Someone coming in. There you go. We're going to be using some props. If you have yoga blocks available, they're going to be useful. If not, you can just always grab some thick books that you can stack on top of each other to give you height and support. You can also grab some pillows, cushions. If you have a bolster, that's also really useful. If not, you can always grab a blanket and roll it like this, like a little burrito, or even a towel, thick towel that you have laying around. So whatever you have available, you can use it in your practice to support you, to give yourself some height, and just to be a little bit more comfortable. And I'll also leave the playlist if anyone join later on here if you want to listen to some music, or you can listen to your own music or practice in silent, whatever works for you. All right, without further ado, we're going to get started in a comfortable seat. So whatever that means for you, that might mean cross-legged, that might mean sitting on your heels. Just find a nice grounded seat. And then maybe give yourself a few shoulder rolls to get started. Start feeling into the body. Maybe a few shoulder rolls to the back and to the front. Maybe a few neck rolls as well, very slowly, okay? To one side. And then to the other side. Feeling into the neck and upper body, just to wake the body up. And then start grounding here. Feeling your sit bones either on your mat, if you're sitting on a cushion, feeling them in the cushion, and feeling the earth beneath you. And start taking a few deep breaths here. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose. Out through your mouth. And maybe you can soften your gaze or close your eyes here. Aligning head over heart, heart over pelvis. Imagine there's this invisible thread that's connecting you all the way from the earth to your pelvis, spine, chest, crown, and shooting out towards the sky. So everything's aligned. Continue paying attention to your breath without trying to change it or force it. Breathe as you would breathe right now. And start noticing how the breath feels. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is there any temperature associated with it? Is there warmth to it? Is it maybe a little bit cooler? So just observe the breath, noticing how it is right now and where do you feel it? Perhaps you feel it in your belly as it fills your belly with the inhale and as it contracts on the exhale. Maybe you feel it in your chest as it rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Or perhaps you feel it anywhere else in your body. Keep breathing and remember that you can always use your breath as your anchor throughout the practice. Whenever the thoughts come and go, whenever the mind starts doing what the mind does, monkeying around, jumping from one thing to the next, you can always come back to the breath. And the same way the mind's going to do what the mind does, emotions might come along the ride today, since we're going to work on the hips. So there's a little exercise you can try. We can try it right now, and you can try it throughout the practice. When an emotion comes up, you first notice it. Hey, emotion. And then you name it. Instead of saying, I am angry, you can say, I feel anger. Or you can just say anger, sadness, joy. Whatever the emotion that comes up, name it. You don't have to say it out loud. It can just be to you. But by naming our emotions, we're creating some distance. We're creating this perspective of the observer. You're no longer the emotion. You're here. The emotion is there. It's real. It has a purpose. It has a meaning. But it's not all you are. So right now, whatever you're feeling, name it. And breathe. And you can do this with thoughts as well. If you're thinking about something that worries you, about what's happening this week, tomorrow, later today, what happened yesterday, you can name it as your practice. Oh, that's a thought. That's a worry. All right, I see you. It's fine. And I come back to the breath. I come back to the here and now. Relax your shoulders. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw, your mouth, your fingers and your toes. And maintain this curiosity and this role of the observer throughout the practice today and see what comes up. See what happens. See what comes alive in you. And if you ever need a mantra, if the breath is maybe not enough to come back, if you're still distracted, if you're struggling, because we all struggle sometimes to be here in the present moment, I invite you to have a mantra, a word, a phrase that you can repeat. Today, I can give you I feel. You can either fill in the blank or you can just say I feel. I feel. Or whatever mantra you want to use today. Some people like using I am here, whatever works for you today. From here, with this awareness of the body, with this awareness of the breath and the emotions, slowly we're going to start fluttering our eyelashes open, coming back to this space. And very slowly, we're going to find butterfly here. So if you're sitting on a cushion, that's great. That can give you some height to tilt your pelvis forward. If not, you can just move the fleshy bits of your bum away and just really ground your sit bones. And then bring the soles of your feet together, opening your knees. And they can be here, they can be here, they can be wherever you want them to be. If you need any support, you can always use your blocks or your pillows to put them under your knees. Or they can just be floating there, okay? Feet can be as close or as far away as you find that edge of sensation. And then once your base is ready, is solid, you're going to start rounding forward. Okay, any amount until you find that first stopping point. Go. And this could be, your hands can be on the ground, they can be on blocks, on a cushion. You can even give yourself a little massage here in your feet. And then remember to breathe wherever you are. For my friends that are live, camera on or off is up to you. Forgot to mention that. If you ever come and have it on, I can always give you suggestions, but it's really what makes you feel comfortable. And once you find this butterfly, then we stay in stillness, breathing, finding that edge of sensation, that stopping point that is not too spicy, but it's not too mild. So we still want to find some sensation. We still want to feel some tension, some compression, so that we can get to the deep tissue. But if it's ever too much, if it's ever painful or numbing, remember you can always get out of the pose, or you can always walk it a little bit back and adjust. So here we're starting to open up the hips, starting to do some external rotation of the hip flexors. And we might have the tendency to hold and to engage the muscles of our legs. So if you notice that, release, release, and let go. Your head can be tilting down, hanging here, or you can also place a block under it to give yourself support. So while we're making ourselves comfortable, quote unquote, we don't want to be too relaxed. We want to be alert. and we want to be feeling. Yet at the same time, this is your practice. So take what you need. And think of it as a little buffet, right? So you're taking what you like, and what you don't like, you just leave it. From here, very slowly, you're going to start walking your hands back towards you. Placing your hands behind you. If you were on a cushion, you can get that cushion off you. And then we're going to do some windshield wipers here. You can start very slow and just feel it. One side, feel the other side. Maybe open up your chest towards the sky. Find any sticky points. You can also use it to stretch your shoulders. We're going to be working the hips, but we really, in these postures, we're working the entire body. And then you can go a little fast if you want, whatever speed feels good. And once that feels complete, the next time your legs are on the right side, we're going to come up here for deer. So in deer pose, front leg, they say 90 degrees, but really your foot can be closer to you, it can be farther away. So find the right distance for you. If your knee is up here, remember you can always give yourself support. If it's too high up, bring your foot towards you. That might help the knee come down. Back foot, same thing. So test it out, see if you want it to really be 90 degree or if you want it to come closer to you. Sometimes the right gauge is to feel your sit bones. So if you're tilting too much towards the right side and your butt is kind of flying, you can place something under your left cheek or bring your feet closer to you and find more of a grounded stance, right? And once you're good to go, explore with your hands. Maybe you want to stay up here. Maybe this is good enough for you right now. Or maybe you want to come down to forearms, to the left side, to the right side. Find that yummy spot where you are like, oof, I feel it here and I'm going to stay here. Blocks might be useful to give you the right height. And breathe. Relax the toes. Relax your feet. And notice what you notice, okay? Notice what's coming up here. Maybe any physical sensations that you weren't aware of before. Throughout these postures, we're trying to look for stillness, but we're not imprisoned here, right? I remember the first time, or the first few classes of yin that I did, oh, I was so miserable because I was like, I want to get out of here. This is too long, and no. But I realized it was because I was holding and engaging my muscles the entire time. And of course, it was super hard. So after coming to yin class more and more, I'm like, oh, okay, so I don't need to like be so tight and like grinding my teeth throughout the whole practice. I get it now, but it's still hard. Not just because the body wants to move, but because the mind wants to move. And then when you start feeling things and you're like, oh. And again, that edge of sensation can be physical sensation. So find your right edge of physical tension, compression, twist, but also emotional. If it ever feels like, oh, this is not a safe place for me to be right now, then you adjust, then you come out. I'm all about feeling emotions and being with the emotion and being curious, but I'm also about safety and empowering you to notice when it is too much, on when do you need to protect yourself, maybe come back to it later. So the edge is not just physical, it is also emotional, mental, and that's the practice, right? The practice is to be with it, notice, and listen to what is happening. What do you need? From here, if you were on blocks or a pillow, slide that off. Use your hands to come up. And once you're up, leave your front foot right there close to you. And then you can kind of go on that right hip and then slide your left leg out. So we're coming into a half straddle here. Again, fleshy bits out so you can be grounded in your sit bones. Stretching the leg, the left leg out. If you need anything under that knee, feel free to put a blanket, block. Take a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, you can start folding forward onto that left leg. Rounding your spine. Hands can be on the leg, on the floor. You can also use a pillow to place on top of the leg. Just chill here for a bit. Your foot is relaxed. Toes pointing up. But we're not forcing your foot to go anywhere. You're not forcing any of your body parts to go anywhere right now. You're surrendering here. With time and stillness. And with the breath. With the inhales and the out. With the exhales. We're marinating these tissues. So why some of these postures might give you some emotion, some things that might bubble and come up? It's because a lot of our energy is sometimes stagnant and stuck. There's a saying that says there's issues in our tissues, and it's true. And like it might be stuck, whether in a physical component like fascia, um, ligaments, tendons, even our bones, or in a spiritual component, just as our flow of energy. There might be things, there might be points where things get stuck. We also have some habitual patterns of movement and some postures that we might do every day. They might not be super efficient, that might give us some stagnant energy. So these postures allow you to move that and to lubricate the tissues in a way that things start moving, gliding, and sliding again. It takes time sometimes. It's not just one practice, even though sometimes just one class can do a lot of great, can give you a lot of feel good vibes. But sometimes it's just the practice. All right. From here, we're going to start walking up. If you had a pillow or block, just put it on the side. And then before moving from our half straddle, we're going to bring our left hand or arm. It can be on top of that left leg, or it can be inside and on the ground or on a block. So depending on your body. And then you're going to start opening up your chest towards the sky and bringing the right arm up and over your head here for a side bend. We're just going to be here for a little bit. And I know it might feel a little weird to soften here, but try to soften the left arm wherever it's grounding. The right arm can just be hanging or lying on your head here. And if it's too much to have the arm over your head, you can just have it on the side or even on the back. Breathing here. Oof, this might feel really yummy on your side body, on the right side body. I'm feeling it a lot right now. If the head is uncomfortable, left hand can also help just to rest your head. Mm. Keep breathing. Remember to breathe. Remember the mantra, I feel. And very slowly come back up to center. We're going to do a little twist before we go to the other side. So bring the left leg, bend your knee and bring it in front of you. And then you're going to hug it with your right arm and use your left hand, place it behind you and go into a gentle twist here. So inhaling to rise up and exhaling to twist. And then you can give yourself a counter twist to the other side, inhaling and exhaling to twist. Beautiful. Come back to center and then give yourself a few windshield wipers here to reset. And start noticing how the body's feeling after those just few postures. And once the legs fall on the left side, come on up to deer on the left side. So same thing. Where are your feet located? Do you need to bring them closer to you to feel a little bit more grounded? Or do you want to bring them farther away? So play with the positioning of the feet. If you need a cushion under that right bum, place something there. And once you're feeling grounded, go. Then choose your adventure. Are you up here or are you going to come down? Maybe towards the front, maybe towards one side. Choose your side and stay here. And if you're up, that's fine. Just place your hands where they feel comfortable and breathe up there. In all of these postures, we're looking for one or more of these three types of feelings, of sensations. Tension, which feels like two tissues like pulling apart, right? Feels like extension, elongating. You might also feel compression, which means tissues are actually against one another. So right now I'm feeling some compression on my belly towards my thigh, my left hip flexor, and at the same time I'm feeling tension on my back. And then the third type of sensation is twist. So kind of like that seated twist that we were doing. It's shearing of the tissues. So sometimes the posture can give you all three, maybe just two, one, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking to extend, compress, or twist our tissues so that we can allow them to glide, slide, and have that healthy lubrication to flow. Just a few more breaths here. This side might feel very different than the other side, and that's okay. Don't try to chase the same sensation, feeling, posture. It doesn't have to be. Our sides are different. Then on the next breath, very slowly start walking up if you were down. And if you were already up there, bring your left foot towards your groin and then get your right foot out and extend your right leg for a half straddle. Same thing, check in with knee, check in with foot, and check in with your extended leg. How does that feel here? Fleshy bits of the bum away. Make sure that you're grounded. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, turn towards that leg and then fold forward. Any amount. Relaxing the knee, the leg. Try not to hold any tension there. Relaxing the ankle, the toes. Where do you feel this? And if you're just here for the yoga, which I've heard before, I don't want to talk about feelings or emotions. I'm just here for the yoga. I'm just here for the posture and to get the physical benefit. That's great. Take what you need. So you can always ask yourself throughout the practice, where do I feel this? Oh, I feel it in my knee. I feel it in my bum. I feel it in my hamstring. Okay, what's happening there? So you can still be curious if you want to focus on the physical benefits and the physical sensations. Kind of cultivating that mindfulness and that awareness of the body, which can help you throughout the day and throughout life. Whenever you feel something in your body, you're going to be, oh, okay. I know where I'm feeling what I'm feeling. I know exactly what I'm feeling. Relax your shoulders here, relax your neck. And remember that if at any point during the posture you want to increase sensation, you can do so. You can move to increase it. You can maybe fold forward a little bit further. Or if you want to reduce sensation, then you can walk up a little bit. So there's always the option to adjust while in the posture, even though we want to be in stillness. We want to be in stillness, but we also want to be on that edge. So finding that edge constantly. And the next breath, I'm gonna walk up here slowly, and then we're gonna go to that side bend on this side. So place your right hand or right arm either on your leg, on the floor, on a block, and then start twisting towards the left. Bring your left arm up and over your head. And breathe with your chest towards the sky. Right hand can support your head. Left hand can just be hanging. Or if it's too much, just bring it down and place it on your back. Some people might also like to just hold their foot, their toes. But again, we're not trying to push or force a posture here. This is not a yang practice. So if you can do it and touch it, softening and melting without forcing and engaging the muscles, by all means. But that's not the goal here. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're using the posture to get into the body, not the body to get into a posture. Keep breathing, just a few more breaths here. And then very slowly come on up. And we're going to do the twist on this side. So bring the right leg, bend your knee, and bring it in front of you. And just going to use your left hand to give yourself a little hug here. Right hand is going to go behind you. Inhale up. Exhale and go into a gentle twist. Come back to center. Give yourself a twist to the other side. So bring your left hand behind you. Right hand to the left knee. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. All right, come back to center. And we're going to go into all fours. All right. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and give yourself any intuitive movement that you might want here. So maybe you want to do a few cat cows. Inhaling on cow. Exhaling on cat. Maybe you want to do a few barrel rolls to one side. Kind of rolling that spine. The other side. Some circles up and down. Give yourself what you need. From here, we're gonna tuck our toes, plant all of our 10 fingers on our mat, and we're gonna come hips up for downward facing dog. Just a little bit. Walk your dog here. Melt your chest towards your mat. Bring your shoulders back. Then on the next inhale, lift your right leg any amount. Then on the exhale, bring your right foot in between your hands and bring your left knee down. So we're here on baby dragon. So if you have any issues with your knees, there's a few things you can do. You can either place a thin cushion, blanket, or even roll your mat under your knee. Or sometimes it really helps to bring something under your shin so your knee is kind of floating in space. So check in with your knee, okay? Because we're going to be here for a few minutes. And then make sure that your front ankle is under your knee, okay? Blocks might be really helpful if you need to bring the earth towards you. You can place your hands on blocks. Toes can be untucked. And then breathe here. Feeling that hip. Your knee can move back a little if you want to feel it. What we want to avoid is just dump all of our weight forward. So be mindful of that edge of sensation. And it might even help to like tuck your pelvis a little bit. So breathe here, wherever your baby dragon is. And eventually you might want to move your knee even a little bit back if you're looking for more sensation. Again, keeping that integrity. Or if you went too far, just come back. Feeling the mat or the blocks underneath your hands. Breathing. Feeling all four corners of your front foot on the mat as well. Your neck is neutral here. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes and just feel the posture. And remember, if it becomes too much, you can always take a child's pose. You can always take any posture that feels safe for you right now. Keep breathing. Relax shoulders back. Relax the neck. Check in with the hips. What is happening in the hips? What is coming up? What am I feeling? Can I name the feeling? From here, if you had any blocks, slide them out. And bring your hands towards the inside of that right foot. So they're going to be towards the right of your foot, okay? And then you're going to kind of wing Like imagine your right knee is like a bird's wing. So you're gonna wing it, move it. Let me see if I can show you like this. So wing it a little bit, flap your wing towards the right a little bit, and eventually you're gonna leave your, gonna move towards here so you can see it. You're gonna leave your right knee winged towards the right, and then you're gonna place your weight on the edge, the right edge of that right foot, okay? So you're winging your dragon. Your hands can be on the mat, on blocks, or you can even come onto forearms for this. We're just gonna be here for a minute, so find your wing dragon. Come here so that you can see it a little bit better. There you go, maybe, yeah. So the weight is on the outer right edge of your foot. Your knee is winged towards the right. It's kind of opening up that wing. And your hands or arms are on blocks or the earth. Breathing here. And then very slowly bring your knee back up, your hands towards the earth if you are on your forearms. Slide your blocks out if you were on blocks, and then we're gonna come back into downward facing dog. So tuck your back toes and come on up to downward facing dog here. Oof. Walk your dog. Feel how the hips are feeling here. And then on your next inhale, bring your left foot up any amount. And then bring it on the exhale in between your hands. Right knee down, untuck your toes. So we're doing baby dragon on the left side. Again, make sure ankle is underneath here. Make sure your back knee is towards the back, not too much, not too little. So find that right hip placement here. And then your hands can be on blocks or on the earth. Breathe here. This is called baby dragon in the yin, but it's also called low lunge in any other practice. Remember to take care of your knee. So if you need to pad, place a cushion or a blanket. You can also roll your mat a few times. Always take care of your knees. Relax the shoulders, separate them from your ears. Relax the neck. Maybe give yourself a bit of a smile. You're doing great. You showed up. And you're here breathing in community. Even if you're doing the replay, you're in community. Feel the extension, the elongation on that right hip flexor. Feel the compression here on the left side. What are you feeling? Are you feeling it in your legs? What part of the leg? Are you feeling it in your bum? We all feel these postures in different places. I think my favorite part of the the yin yoga training was doing the asana clinic or posture clinic. And every time we would study a posture like this, we would all do it together. And then the teacher would go one by one, asking, where do you feel it? And we would all say a different place or very different things. And it was so magical, like so interesting because we all have different bodies. Our bodies are so, so unique. And so you might assume that postures feel the same way or in the same place for everybody, but they don't. So that's why you are your own teacher, and that's why you are invited to listen and to pick your own adventure, right? Your own edge. All right, from here, we're going to go into that winged dragon. So bring your hands to the inside of that left foot. Try to come up here. Oh yeah, we can see it better here. And then we're going to start flapping our wing, okay? So wing, wing, wing. That left knee. And then eventually we're going to stay on the outer edge of our left foot with our winged dragon. Hands can be on the ground, or you can come onto forearms too, if that feels better. On blocks, on a bolster, whatever works. And we breathe here. Relax your fingers. If you're gripping, holding your hands to dear life, relax, relax, soften. Separate your shoulders from your ears. Try to find comfort in the discomfort. You're probably like, Nita, there's nothing comfortable about this. That's fine. That is fine. That's the practice. That's okay. We try to soften where we can. All right. And if you went too far, then come back up. There's nothing to prove here. There's nothing to show. No one's watching you to judge you. You're here for yourself. All right, let's bring our wings back. Let's bring our hands towards the earth. Tuck our back toes. Bring our foot in the middle of our arms here, in the middle of our hands here, and then come back to downward facing dog. Oof. All right, how are those hips feeling? Walk your dog here, any amount. And then eventually come down to all fours. And then I invite you to sit on your heels for a second. So if this is not accessible, sitting on your heels, there's a few options. So you can grab a bolster or a blanket and put it in between your bum and your heels. That might ease some of that knee situation. You can also bring a cushion or a block in between your legs and sit on it. Or if you're like me and you're like, the problem is not my knees, the problem is my feet, then either a blanket or rolling your mat. Because sometimes my feet hurt when I'm sitting on them. So there we go. That's nice. So we're just gonna be on saddle for a moment, sitting tall and breathing here. Hands can relax on our lap. Hmm. How are you right now? Where are you right now? Are you here? Or did your mind take you elsewhere? Are you thinking of your to-do list? Are you thinking of your plans later today, tomorrow? Are you thinking about what you did in the past? That's all fine. Thought, name it, come back to it. Come back to the breath. All right. Feel free to take a sip of water or anything you need because we're going to go onto our backs here and we'll be on our backs for the rest of the practice. So, uh, and then if you need a prop, also have them close to you just in case. So just lie on your back, take space here. And then bring your knees towards your chest. Maybe sway from side to side, giving your lower back a little bit of a massage. Or you can do a few circles, one side to the other side. And then you're gonna grab your knees. So right hand on right knee, left hand on the left knee. And then open up your knees here. So your legs are kind of wide, like if you were in a child's pose kind of a situation here. As wide as you need. And then bring the soles of your feet towards the sky. Ooh, okay. How's this feeling? Check in with the head and the neck. So we don't want to be here. We want the neck to be neutral and relaxed. We want the shoulders to be on your mat. So hands can be holding your hamstrings, the back of your knees, maybe your calves, your ankles, or they can be all the way up, holding the soles of your feet. So we're in happy baby here. Again, check in with shoulders, check in with the neck. If it's too hard to hold your feet, that's fine. You bring your hands down, okay? So breathe here. If both legs up are too much, you can always just have one knee bent and one knee in 90-degree. And just go from one side to the other side when we're halfway. I can let you know. So we're in happy baby. This is what babies do. This is what my daughter does all day, every day. Try to relax the shoulders, even though you might be holding on to legs, feet. Try to bring them down and relax them and soften as much as you can. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes here. I feel. I feel. If you were bending one of your legs, this is the time to switch. Bend the other leg. If you have both legs up, then we're staying here for a little bit longer. Breathing. Feel your breath filling your belly. your chest. Mm. Just a few more breaths here. The legs, the feet, the toes. Smile again. We're almost done. You made it. All right, very slowly. Release your feet or your legs or wherever you had your hands, bring them down. Bring your feet down, everything down. And now keep your feet grounded on the mat, knees bent. And now bring your feet towards the outer edges of your mat, like so. And then naturally your knees are going to come together. Okay? So imagine your knees are kissing each other. Stay here. This is an internal rotation counter for that happy baby. This might feel very yummy. Or maybe you're like, I don't know, I don't feel anything. That's fine. Just stay here for a little while. Breathing, letting all the postures marinate here. Mm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Next, bring your knees back up. Then bring both legs towards your chest, hugging yourself, knees to chest. Give yourself like a really, really nice tight hug here. Maybe you can roll from side to side. Bring your nose close to your knees. All right. Bring your head back down. Keep your knees on your chest. And then with your right hand, you're going to grab your left knee. And keeping your lower back sort of grounded there for a second. Take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, bring both of your knees towards the right side for a twist. Your left arm can be extended on a T shape or cactus, 90 degree. Your head can be neutral, looking towards the sky, or you can be looking towards the left for a deeper twist. We're slowly winding down to close the practice. So take note of everything that happened, how you feel. How does your body feel? And how does your heart feel? Mm. In the next breath or two, bring your knees back up towards the center. And then use your left hand, place it on your right knee. And then very slowly bring both of your knees towards the left side. Same thing with your right arm. It can be extended on a T shape or 90-degree for cactus. You can be looking up or towards the right for a further twist. And I know we were focusing on our hips, but how does the rest of the body feel too? Sometimes everything we store in our hips affects other parts of our body because our bodies are all interconnected. They're beautiful systems, they're beautiful machines, and everything's tied, everything's linked. So what might be showing up as one thing might be another thing entirely. So how does the rest of the body feel? Beautiful. So bring both knees back up. Take anything else you need before coming onto Shavasana. So even if that's waterfall, bringing your legs up. If that's a little bridge, it's fine. So whatever you need. If your windshield wipers here, sip of water, take it. And then make yourself comfortable in your Shavasana. So that might mean bringing a pillow under your head, or I like to bring a bolster or roll blanket under my knees. Make yourself comfortable, take space. Maybe grab a blanket. And soften your gaze or close your eyes here. Breathe. Start scanning the body from head to toe. Starting at the crown of your head, your face, your neck, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, every single one of your fingers, your core, your hips, main characters of today. Your bum, your quads, your hamstrings, knees, calves, shins, ankles, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, and every single one of your toes. And before we close the practice, I want to read a poem by Dana Faulds. It's called Allow. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream, it will create a new channel. Resist, and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow, and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. the wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and successes. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. All right. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like, or you are welcome to also start waking up the body and coming up to a comfortable seat to close. So take your time. Maybe take a sip of water or tea and meet us all wherever you are. Once you're in that comfortable seat, or if you're still in Shavasana, let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling through our nose and let it go. One more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Last one. Inhale through your nose. Bring your hands to heart center and exhale, bowing down. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you feel that your hips are a lot better. They're more open, relaxed, and that you were able to feel anything that came up today with awareness and with compassion. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you on the next practice.